excited to go out there and learn from the people playing in front of me. And if I get a chance to showcase what I can do, I'm going to do that. I'm so excited.
How have you been as a player when things are really exciting? Do you try to do too much? Do you have to stop yourself from
Last question.
Bronny coming off of his best game as a Laker, then goes to South Bay, goes for 37.
39.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I knew you'd have it. Don't be short on that.
But in a wild, unprecedented twist, his son was the one who stepped up to the mic. And when Bronny James finally broke his silence, he didn't give us some scripted thank you or try to defend his famous dad. He delivered a statement so raw, so out of left field, and so brutally honest that the NBA was left speechless. And LeBron, he was facing a reality he never saw coming. This is the moment the student schooled the teacher, and the basketball world might never be the same. Hit subscribe to witness the moment a legacy was challenged from the inside. It was supposed to be a standard Tuesday, just your routine post-practice media scrum for the Lakers rookies and the end of bench guys. Bronny James, who'd been dead silent since that luxury car scandal blew up, was on the list. Everyone expected the usual PR answer. A quick thanks, a nod to staying focused, basically a carbon copy of every rookie interview ever. But that's not what happened. Bronny stepped up to the microphones looking calm, but his eyes held a weight way beyond his 19 years. He thanked the reporters, paused, looked down at his notes, and then just shoved them aside. The room went dead silent. "I've been quiet," he started, his voice steady. "I've heard everything. The talk about the car, the talk about my dad, the talk about what I've earned versus what I haven't." He took a breath. "And I need to say something. Not as LeBron's son, but as Bronny James, the ball player." He leaned in, making eye contact. "That car? It's just a car. I appreciate the thought from Miss Buss, but that car doesn't help me hit a jumper. It doesn't help me fight through a screen. It's just metal and leather. The only thing it did was give people another reason to doubt me before I even stepped on the court. And I accept that. I have to." Then he dropped the line that would ripple through the league. "But let's be real about one thing. My path was never going to be normal. My last name guaranteed that. So this idea that I was ever going to get a normal rookie experience, that's a fantasy. It was a fantasy my dad hoped for, and I love him for it, but it was never real." He kept going, his words calculated and devastatingly self-aware. "The pressure, the gifts, the hate, the expectations, it's all part of the deal I signed up for when I chose this life. So I'm not here to complain about a car, or nepotism, or any of it. I'm here to tell you I see it, all of it, and none of it matters if I can't play." He wrapped it up with a quiet, earth-shaking declaration. "So, keep the car. Keep the hot takes. I don't need anyone to pave the road for me, and I definitely don't need anyone feeling sorry for me because it's rocky. Just watch me work. That's the only statement that matters." With a final nod, he walked off, leaving a room full of veteran journalists in stunned silence. He hadn't defended his dad. He hadn't attacked the owner. He dissected his own impossible reality with chilling maturity. And just like that, he flipped the script. The scandal wasn't about a gift anymore. It was about a young man who just proved he knows exactly where the traps are, and he isn't afraid to walk right through them. The basketball world was left with one undeniable truth. But what about you, Bronny?
Everyone's heard this before. I just want to, have people know my name is Bronny James, and not being, identified as just LeBron James' son. I feel like that would be a great answer.
Make the ballots public, so you don't have to look like such an idiot if you vote
Or you
for.
can look like an idiot.
Okay.
Or if you want to look like a fool and vote for
Yeah.
Bronny James, who's never played, then
Yeah.
let's put your name on it.
Bring some
To really get the impact, you have to peel back the layers and look at the brutal truth he laid out. First, he completely neutralized the scandal by flat out saying the luxury car was just a car and that it doesn't help me make a jump shot. Bronny performed an act of radical demotion. He took the most heated topic in the NBA, a symbol of privilege, and stripped it of all its power, reducing it to a piece of machinery. He basically told the media, the fans, and his own locker room, "This prop in your drama means nothing to my actual job. Change the channel." Then came the line that hit home. "It was a fantasy my dad hoped for, and I love him for it, but it was never real." That was the astonishment. He acknowledged his father's protective love while gently, but firmly, admitting that his dad's goal, a normal rookie year, was a pipe dream. This wasn't rebellion. It was emancipation. He revealed he'd already accepted the harsh reality LeBron was still fighting against. His path is, and always will be, abnormal. He wasn't rejecting his dad's love. He was announcing that he didn't need the illusion his father tried to keep alive. The core of his maturity was accepting this unique burden as a pre-signed contract. The deal I accepted when I chose this, he said. He reframed the pressure and the unearned perks not as things happening times to times him, but as terms he agreed to. This flipped him from a passive victim of circumstance into the active writer of his own story. By owning his unique situation, he snatched the narrative power back from every critic and analyst. And that closing remark, "Just watch me work," wasn't asking for patience. It was a challenge. He moved the battleground from Twitter threads back to the only place that matters. Extremely grateful to be here. To be given an opportunity to be here.
Extremely grateful to be here, to give an opportunity to be here. And I'm just trying to showcase my best work, what I've been putting in all after the season. And yeah, just take it all in, and I'm grateful everything is
Did you hear from your dad?
Yeah. He's been talking to me after the days and stuff, checking in like stuff like that. But he's giving me words of encouragement and stuff. But yeah.
Bronny, you mentioned the word grateful. After
He signed with the Lakers. There were some people that put up murals, and some
people
fans
didn't like that.
defaced it, right?
Yeah,
And
LA people don't play.
Yeah. L.A. people don't play. The silence after Bronny's press conference was loud, followed immediately by a massive shift in how the NBA's biggest voices saw him. The same legends who led the charge against the car gift, Barkley, Shaq, Magic, found themselves disarmed. Their outrage didn't make sense anymore. On air, Barkley was unusually quiet before admitting, "Well, I'll be damned. Kid's got more maturity in his pinky than I had at 25. He took everybody's ammo and threw it in the lake. You can't attack a man who already told you he sees everything you see. Respect." Shaq echoed the sentiment. That wasn't a rookie talking. That was a general. He understood the assignment better than the people who gave it to him. Conversation's over. Now we watch. Magic Johnson summed it up in a tweet. "A masterclass in controlling your own narrative. Welcome to the league, young man." The hate evaporated, replaced by hard-earned respect for a level of poise that has nothing to do with a jump shot. To them, Bronny didn't just clap back at the doubters. He survived a silent rite of passage, proving he has the mental grit to hang in the big leagues. For LeBron, that statement hit different. It forced a heavy, complicated reality check. Insiders say he was stunned at first, beaming with pride, before a deeper, private realization sank in. His son had just said the quiet part out loud. The idea of a normal path was always a fairy tale. Bronny gently but firmly cut the cord, not from his dad's love, but from the safety net LeBron had spent years weaving around him. The king, who spent 2 decades pulling the strings on every storyline, was watching his son expertly take control of the biggest narrative yet, his own life. The vibe shifted instantly. They weren't mentor and student anymore. They were closer to equals. LeBron's job as the shield was officially done.
Around these guys, anybody stand out? Anything pop to you that maybe seems different, or growth from the foundation that was kind of laid in the organization in JJ's first year?
Everything has been great. Energy in the summer. We come out here every day, ready to work and ready to get better as a team. I've been playing, again.
In that moment, I'm asking myself if I can still play without cheating the game. Can I give everything to the game still? Truth is, I've been asking myself this question at the end of the season for.
Honestly, I've asked myself that question every offseason but the biggest shift happened behind closed doors at the Lakers facility. The heavy cloud of resentment that hung over the team after the controversy started to lift, replaced by real, grudging respect. Where the vets once saw a Nepo baby getting a free ride, they now saw a kid willing to carry a load they couldn't even imagine. By owning the deal and its ugly terms, Bronny didn't beg for pity. He flipped the entire script. The locker room chatter switched from "why is he here?" to "damn, he actually gets it." An anonymous vet summed it up perfectly. Pressure is one thing. It's a whole different beast to stare it down, call it by name, and say, "I got this." That press conference, that was his rookie hard foul. He made us look. Now he's got to prove it on the hardwood, but at least he speaks the language now. The name doesn't matter. The mindset does. The coaching staff felt the shift too. They'd been walking on eggshells about favoritism. But the gift from management was now framed by the kid himself as just noise. That gave the coaches the green light to actually coach him, to push him hard without worrying about upsetting the owner's golden boy. The mental playing field was finally level. Bronny fired the starting pistol on his own career, on his own raw terms. The locker room runs on earned respect, and he just picked up his first stripe, not with a dunk, but with serious self-awareness.
And hit it. How do you kind of mentally go through that whole thing?
I just say, like, I've been just taught to play the right way my whole life, so just me going in there and playing my game is always something that I'm gonna do. So yeah, just going in there with that same mindset and keep my head leveled.
Who are the 7 NBA players to score 10,000 points before 25 years old?
10,000 points before 25 years old. LeBron James.
LeBron's on here.
He's on every single list. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem's.
They torched the old screenplay. The forced narrative, the one about privilege, nepotism, and silver spoons got shredded. He replaced it with a gritty new story, agency, clear eyes, and a demand to be judged on the stats alone. The biggest weapon against him was always the idea that he was just a lucky heir. By bluntly saying, "The deal I accepted," Bronny pulled a narrative judo move. He turned the story from what was given to what I chose to take on. He stopped being a symbol of nepotism and became a portrait of personal choice. Suddenly, the critiques about unearned advantages felt cheap and off target. He didn't call the uneven playing field a gift. He accepted it as a job requirement. It was a brilliant move that disarmed the haters instantly. Plus, he reframed the whole conversation. Before, Bronny talk was just a proxy war about LeBron, Jeannie Buss, or Lakers drama. He called all that background noise exactly what it was. Irrelevant. Just watch me work was a command to adjust the lens. Focus on the jumper, the defense, the hustle. He managed to divorce his performance from the media circus, something his dad, for all his power, never fully cracked. Bronny did the impossible. He gave himself a fresh start. He didn't ask for a slate free of expectations, just free of the soap opera. Now the question is simply, can he hoop? Not. What did his dad buy him? He traded the spoiled brat label for a self-aware challenger badge. And the sports world loves nothing more than a good prove-em-wrong story.
I feel like I play good. My job is just to play a role and play the right way, make sure I can get my teammates involved and stuff like that. But again, I was just super grateful for the opportunity to be out there. I felt like I should be out there. But yeah, I'm super grateful for everything.
What would it mean if you did end up on the Lakers?
We put a bunch of bags on the shelf.
So to put it in,
Which bag is the deepest?
mostly it has to do with how you
I like
be able
what
to
you
put the
did
ball
there,
in the bag.
It was a historic, permanent passing of the torch in the James dynasty, redefining his future and his dad's legacy at the same time. For 20 years, LeBron has been the NBA's grandmaster, building empires and controlling the board. His passion project was paving a smooth road for his son. Bronny's comment was a quiet signal that the project is done, not because the road is finished, but because the hiker is ready for the rough terrain. LeBron's legacy as a father is cemented right here. He raised a kid strong enough to declare independence right in the eye of the storm. The Kings' biggest win might not be a ring, but the grounded heir he raised. The July draft was just paperwork. Bronny really drafted himself at that podium. The Lakers didn't just select him, he announced himself as a sovereign entity. In minutes, he traded the toxic Nepo baby label for the solid currency of respect and self-possession. His pro career doesn't start with a question mark anymore. It starts with a period he placed himself. The guessing game is over. Now we grade the work. Finally, Bronny wrote a new playbook for every legacy kid in sports. Rip up the old scripts about fighting shadows or crumbling under pressure. He offered option 4. Own it, be accountable, and focus on the grind. He proved that you don't run from a giant shadow. You burn bright enough to make it vanish. And neither the league nor King James looks at him the same way anymore. The student didn't just open his mouth. He took the teacher to school on what it means to be your own man. So here is the verdict. Was this a calculated PR chess move designed to hijack the headlines, or just a raw, unscripted moment from a kid finally clearing the air? Did bursting LeBron's bubble count as disrespect, or was it the ultimate tribute to the backbone his dad gave him? And where do we go from here? Is he free now, or did he just double the pressure to perform because the talking is over, but the grind isn't? So where do you stand? Brilliant strategy or total necessity? Let me know your take in the comments. And if you want the real deep dives on how sports history gets written, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell.